Picture this. You just got a drone, you're excited, you walk out into your backyard, or maybe you head to a local park. And right before you take off, that question hits you. Can I even fly here? And if you've read anything online, or if someone's ever said something to you in passing, suddenly it feels like flying a drone is way more complicated than it should be. Well, in this video, I want to show you how to answer that question every single time without guessing and without stressing yourself out. I'm Adam with UAV Coach, and honestly, this is one of the most common questions we get from new drone pilots. Where can I fly? Where can't I fly? And how do I actually know for sure? It's not always easy, but there is a clear process you can follow, and once you understand it, everything starts to click. The very first thing you want to look at anytime you fly is the airspace. Always start there. In the US, airspace falls into two big buckets, uncontrolled and controlled. Uncontrolled airspace is called Class G. If you're in Class G airspace, you can generally fly up to 400 feet without needing any prior authorization. This is where most people want to be, especially when they're starting out. Controlled airspace includes Class B, C, D, or E. If you're in controlled airspace, that doesn't automatically mean you can't fly, but it does mean you need authorization first. And depending on where you are, especially near airports or busy areas, you might be limited to 100 feet, 200 feet, or sometimes even lower. The key thing to remember is that controlled airspace doesn't mean no, it just means not without permission. The good news is you don't have to guess any of this. There are free tools that make checking airspace really easy. Apps like Autopilot or Aloft are great, and you can even access them on your desktop. They let you drop a pin on the map and instantly see what class of airspace you're in and whether you need authorization. If you do, you can usually request authorization in the app, and in a few seconds, you'll get notified that you've received authorization. We'll link to those below. Once you've checked the airspace, the next step is checking local laws and park rules. And this is where a lot of confusion comes from. The Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, controls the national airspace, meaning everything in the air. But states, cities, and parks control the ground, where you're allowed to take off and land your drone. So even if the airspace itself is legal, you still need to make sure the location allows drone operations. National parks are a great example of this. You can't fly in national parks, not because of the airspace, but because the Park Service doesn't allow drone takeoff and landing. Technically, you could be outside the park and fly over it, but in reality, that gets super messy very fast. Rangers get involved, people assume you're flying from inside the park, and it's just not worth the trouble. The simple answer is don't fly in national parks, first off. Local parks are a little trickier because the rules vary a lot. Some parks allow drones, some only allow them in specific areas, some require permits, others ban them entirely. The easiest thing to do is look up the park's drone policy online or call the park office directly. It usually takes a couple of minutes and saves you a lot of frustration. For example, if I want to fly at Rancho San Rafael Regional Park, I first would look up the airspace and see that I am in controlled airspace, but can get approval through the app up to 400 feet. Then I would look up the local laws and regulations of the park and see that they have their own map of where you can and can't fly a drone or take off and land. So I would find a middle ground where both line up. There are also a few specific places drone pilots ask about all the time. First is near airports, which you'll usually need authorization or waivers. Military bases are a no-go. Any place that has a temporary flight restriction, or TFR. Stadiums are off limits when there's a game or event happening. Beaches depend on the city or state. National forests are generally okay, but you still want to check local rules, and state parks vary. Some require permits and others don't require anything, so it's best to check beforehand. Every time, it comes back to the same idea. Check the airspace, then check the local rules. Again, we'll link below to the exact apps I mentioned in the video and provide some other resources to check where to fly or where to find great spots to fly your drone. Let us know where your favorite places are to fly, and if you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Until next time, blue skies and safe flying.